From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says bases in Indiana and New Jersey can house detained immigrants without affecting military readiness, a step toward potentially detaining thousands of people on bases on U.S. soil. Hegseth notified members of Congress from both states this week of the proposal to temporarily house detained immigrants at Camp Atterbury in Indiana and Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst in New Jersey. President Donald Trump has moved to aggressively detain and deport people in the country illegally, a push that has swept up large numbers of immigrants, including many with no prior criminal records, and forced federal authorities to find places to house them. Hegseth said the presence of the detainees would not negatively affect the base's operations or training. Officials have not said when detainees could begin arriving at the facilities or if other military bases are under consideration. Speaking to reporters outside the White House, Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, said there are about 60,000 beds currently available for detained immigrants, and the goal is to expand to 100,000. We are looking for any available bed space we can get that meets the detention standards we're accustomed to, Homan said Friday. The faster we get the beds, the more people we can take off the street. Democratic lawmakers from both states and civil rights advocates condemned the idea of housing immigrants at the bases, questioning the impact on military resources and the justification for so many detentions. Using our country's military to detain and hold undocumented immigrants jeopardizes military preparedness and paves the way for immigrations and customs enforcement raids in every New Jersey community, New Jersey's Democratic delegation said in a statement. Democratic Representative Andre Carson of Indiana said his questions about detainee conditions have gone unanswered by the Trump administration. In other news, besides being a fan, John Oliver has had a certain affinity for minor league baseball. On Saturday night, the comedian and host of HBO's Last Week Tonight saw his latest crazy creation set out into the world as the Erie Moon Mammoths made their debut in front of a record crowd of 7,070 at UPMC Park in Erie. We're sending our furry child out into the world, and you are the custodian of it. Now, please be careful with our child, Oliver said a couple hours before the Moon Mammoths took the field against the Chesapeake Oyster Catchers. Oliver spotlighted minor league baseball promotions and alternate nicknames during Last Week Tonight on May 4th. At the end of the segment, Oliver invited teams to send in proposals on why they should get rebranded by the show's staff. 47 teams sent in pitches, including the Erie Seawolves, a Double-A affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Erie President Greg Coleman sent a list of 11 reasons why they were the perfect candidate, including the Seawolves play baseball nowhere near the sea. To have so many teams expressing interest was really edifying. I think it kind of validates the fact that we thought there was something special about minor league baseball. We thought this would be a group of people that would respond to the ludicrous idea we had, Oliver said. Erie was announced as the winner on May 18th after 6 weeks of research by Oliver and his staff. The Moon Mammoths were unveiled on June 29th. That included the mascot named Fuzz, a purple woolly mammoth wearing a space helmet. Erie did stand out to us as being, uniquely eccentric. And I say that as both a compliment and an insult. Which is the biggest compliment there is, Oliver said. There was something about the Moon Mammoth that spoke to us for being particularly odd. It felt like it could make a baseball team's theme. You could almost see the logo in your head, and it felt like something to be extra surprising. That this came together in less than 3 months is a minor miracle. It usually takes 16 months for a team to have an alternate identity approved and then take the field. I thought we had a good chance when I sent it in, and then when we were selected, it was a little surreal, Coleman said. And since then, working with the Last Week Tonight team, they've been wonderful and detail-oriented. The Moon Mammoth's name was inspired by George Moon, who found the bone of a prehistoric mammoth while scuba diving in Lake Erie in 1991. The remains are housed at the State Museum of Pennsylvania in Harrisburg. And finally, the Wyoming Trail Council of Pennsylvania's Native Americans hosted its Pow-Wow this past Saturday and Sunday At Camp Rotawanis in Drums, Pennsylvania, Native Americans of many tribes represented their style of ancient and modern dance while wearing the beautiful regalia associated with the various dances and tribal customs. Native American vendors sold handmade crafts. Proceeds benefited Camp Rotawanis, Wyoming Trail Council, and the Boy Scouts. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching our videos on YouTube, drop us a comment and subscribe to our channel. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.